I'm here with Chelsea, who is an athlete, a trainer, a model, a phenomenal thinker, and we've just had a really awesome chat about Chelsea's journey, everything she's done. So I wanted to share a little bit of that with you and some lessons she would tell herself. So I'll hand it over to Chelsea. Just tell everybody a little bit about what you do, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. I am a personal trainer and performance coach, as well as a Wilhemina Fitness model. I focus mostly with training on body transformation, injury rehabilitation, and sports performance. I have a very diverse and wide background in terms of movement. I studied very seriously as a dancer for the majority of my life. After having reconstructive hip surgery in college, I made a career shift, got into strength training and kettlebells in particular, really fell in love with kettlebells. And when I moved to New York, I decided to pursue a career. First, it was just part-time in fitness while I was attending acting school, because you know every girl moves to New York to be an actress. And I fell in love with it, and I found it incredibly rewarding. Since then, with my own training, I have compete in bodybuilding, powerlifting, Olympic weightlifting. I am now starting to focus on sprint triathlons. So one of my next personal aspirations is to compete in a sprint triathlon. And with my clients, I offer them a very wide variety of modalities, and that's really our focus, is to help people find movement modalities that they resonate with the most. And how do you do that in a sustainable fashion so that people can continue to take this into their lives, into their 80s, into their 90s, and have a really great, phenomenal physical strength foundation, but also have a wonderful relationship with movement on a personal level.
Awesome. No, that's it's a very eclectic CV, and that's really cool, and that's what I've loved about your story so far, right? You talked about your injury, which was pretty significant given you were a dancer and you had to navigate a whole lot of, I guess, not an identity crisis necessarily, but something that precluded you from doing what you ultimately wanted to do. So how did you navigate that really tough, like, emotional period and figuring it out?
It was hard. Like you said, everything about my identity was wrapped up in being a dancer and being a mover and being able to express myself physically. And when I wasn't able to do that again, it ended up manifesting in other ways. I was eating terribly, and I was drinking a lot, and I'm not a big drinker. I mean, I have one glass of wine and I'm toast. And so it was very hard, and I didn't handle it as best as I would have thought. But out of that, the growth that came from it, and it eventually led me to my career, which I love and find incredibly rewarding. And it gave me an insight into what it takes to overcome, one, physical pain, and two, how to move on. How do we pick ourselves up, and how do we recreate ourselves and recreate our image of ourselves?
What was really useful for you when you were going through that? Like, when you talk about like recreating yourself, what were you thinking about? And you're like, okay, cool, I need to find another outlet to kind of invest myself in. Is that what you kind of did?
At first, it was totally selfish. It was, how do I feel better about this situation, and how do I find a new way to express myself and relieve stress and connect with everything that's going on internally. And that's where the connection to sport came. And once I started learning more about strength training, and I started seeing the results of that, and I watched my body get stronger, and I was able to do things that I never thought I'd be able to do. That was what was so inspiring to me, and so I really wanted everybody to be able to experience that. And that is what has given me so much passion in my career, is wanting people to be able to feel the same type of empowerment, the same type of joy that I experience through exercise and through movement.
That's really cool. Okay, cool. This is a question I ask everybody. If you could go back, have a chat to yourself, Chelsea, when you first had the injury, when you first started your journey you're on now? I guess we're always still on our journey. But what would you tell yourself if you had the chance to have a chat?
I would tell myself to be patient. I would also... I still tell myself this, and this is something I will probably continue to tell myself forever. But just remember that wherever you are, you worked for that. You didn't just stumble into it. The majority of us don't just stumble into careers. We work for them. And so you've earned your place wherever that place may be. And the more you work for it, and the more you stay steadfast in your conviction, all of a sudden the world just conspires in your favor. And yeah, that's what I would say. Be patient and trust in yourself, because that's all you have is time and confidence.
Awesome, Chelsea. No, that's fantastic. So where can everybody check you out if they want to follow you, hear more about you?
So you can check out my website, which is athayafitness.com, A-T-H-A-Y-A, fitness, athayafitness.com. You can also check out my social media and my Instagram profile, which has a lot of my modeling portfolio there. And I share my daily wins, and I share some workout tips and exercise programs. And that is Chelsea.Aguiar, A-G-U-I-A-R.
And times you would have had to spell that.
I know, I'd probably have to say it a bunch of times. And then soon, launching soon, hopefully by December, is our hope, is strengthsociety.com, and that is the online presence of a women's social club that I'm starting in New York City. And we will have a blog that talks about all things strength in women. So if you're interested in either joining Strength Society or learning more about it, you can check out strengthsociety.com, athayafitness.com, and then you can check me out on Instagram, chelsea.aguiar.
Awesome, Chelsea. Thank you so much. Chelsea's